Welcome to the Determined Mom Show, the only marketing podcast dedicated to guiding mom CEOs into tranquility, wealth, and multiplying those precious moments. Hello, and welcome to episode 15 of the Determined Mom Show. Today, we are going to talk about how working from home can make you closer with your children. And I also want to touch on the fact that you should start now rather than waiting or planning or doing anything like that. I want you to start as soon as you possibly can if you do not already work from home. So let's go ahead and get into it. Working from home in the circles that I run in, which is mainly mom groups and mom friends and all that stuff, is a very coveted thing. Everybody wants to be able to have that work-life balance. And it seems like when you're not doing it, that is like the best way that you can do it, right? Oh, if I work from home, my house will always be clean and the kids will always be fed and my work will be so easy and I'll get it done and then I can just jump right up and do all of these things. And while yes, that can be partially true, it's definitely a lot more complicated than that. But it is one of the things that definitely is something that a lot of moms strive for. So there are some moms, like I have a friend who I don't think that she would want to work from home just because she wants to be out. She wants to be interacting with people. She's stuck at home with the kids all day right now. And I don't think that she's going to want to do that work from home thing because she needs that energy from other people, from interacting with people and that kind of thing. I know that there's different types of people, like introverts, extroverts, people that get their energy from being around people that, like me, I'm what I would consider to be an introverted extrovert or an extroverted introvert. I can turn it on and be extroverted whenever I want, but I need to recharge and be alone after I'm with people. So it's kind of, I guess, the best of both worlds or the worst of one. I don't know. I guess it just depends on how you view it. But I do know that when I was working at the credit union, I would leave for work around 8:30, a little bit after my kids got on the bus, and then I would come back, and I would probably be back home around 7:30 to 7:45 at night. Some days I would get home a little bit earlier, and it would be like 6:45, but pretty much I always got home between 6:45 and 7:45. So that's a crazy long day. And what I was doing was I was managing the credit union. So any issues, any problems, any new members, anything like that, I was the one that handled all of those. And I was exerting a lot of, I guess, energy. And I would come home and I would be just drained from being around all the people and just putting out all of that energy. And I was not able to give anything really to my children, let alone have any extra energy to do things for them like skating lessons or any of the things that I've been able to do since I've been home. So I think it's really important to know that there are benefits and there are drawbacks, but I think examining yourself and looking at your personality and saying, okay, do I like being around people? Do I have to be around people in order to feel like whole, or are people like optional? And like, if I see people, then that's great, but I don't need to be around them. That's how I am. But anyway, so I think that's going to be one of the first things to examine if you're thinking about this. One thing that I find interesting is that while I was working at the credit union and being around those people was exhausting, being at home and doing a lot of calls for clients, I also found that exhausting as well. So just any, I guess that, I don't know, communication, interaction on a, I guess, exaggerated scale, that makes me drained and exhausted. So I have positioned my business where I do not ever make calls for clients now. I have basically removed that. I do have one meeting that I have for a client every 2 weeks on his behalf, but it's really just like a Zoom call and it's really just me watching a screen and answering questions. So super easy, not a lot of energy put out for that. So I really think examining yourself and examining how you get your energy, what makes you happy, and those kind of things is going to be really helpful if you decide that you want to work from home. The other thing that I will note is that I have a ton of Zoom calls. So all of my discovery calls are on Zoom. I have Zoom sessions, like coaching sessions with clients, and all of those are on Zoom, and I absolutely love them. So I think it's because there's a limited time. I know how long it's going to be, and I get super excited before I have these calls with my clients. So I think that plays into it a little bit too, because I'm so excited to be helping them and to be helping them on their marketing journey and their business journey, that I just kind of like get super excited for them and I can't wait. And then it's like they're over in a flash. So I do find all of the calls that I have just for my own business very energizing. So it's kind of an interesting mix, and I didn't think that was going to happen, but it does. So I guess maybe there's a part of it that you'll never know until you actually get into it and actually start experimenting. But the other thing that I want to note about working from home and how it impacts your children is, with my schedule at the credit union, I was unable to, we were unable, I should say, to have the girls participate in things like Girl Scouts and the things that they've participated in. They participated in dance lessons, Girl Scouts, skating lessons, all of the after school activities. Our PTA is very active and they always have events and things. So all of those things we wouldn't been able to do with the girls over the last 2 years. So I do not regret anything in that area. And I'm super happy that if they have something during the day at school, we're able to go, we're able to be there for them, watch all of their plays and rehearsals and all of those things. Oh, and they've done the talent show the last 2 years. So that's been a really fun process for them as well. My older daughter is very introverted and very shy. And so for her to be able to do the talent show and for us to work with her and be able to get her to be in front of people and performing, I think it's a really, really huge deal. And I know when I was little that my mom worked all the time. It's just what she did. And she was never there in the evenings or after school or anything like that. And there's so many things that I wanted to do that I couldn't do because of that. So I definitely want to give that to my kids and our kids. So the other thing is play dates. I can have impromptu play dates anytime during the week with other moms and other kids. And it's summer right now as I'm recording this, and I don't do it as often as I should, but I could, in theory, just have a play date any old random day. So I do try to reserve the week for working, but evenings or weekends or anything like that are fair game for play. And at the credit union, I was always working on the weekends, so it was just a challenge. So the other thing is just playing with them. I'm able to stop and watch what they're doing, and if they want to show me something, I can just stop working and watch it, and I can do any of the things that they want me to do whenever they want me to do them. So that is, I think, one of the coolest benefits. Interesting story. Last week, I went to Seattle to speak at a wellness collective about SEO and give them a little bit of a lesson. And I had to get up around 4 o'clock in order to make sure the baby was fed and get ready myself and all that stuff. So I was on the road by 6. Let's say I got there by 8 because Seattle traffic is horrible. But I got there and I was gone probably until noon. So the kids woke up and all 3 of them were missing me from the moment they woke up, because I'm always here, I'm always here for them and all that stuff. And I did tell the older girls, okay, you know how you missed me so much when I went to Seattle the other day? If I had to go back to work and work like I did before, that's how it would feel every single day. You'd be missing me every single day, every morning. It would be like that all day long until after you got home from school. I wouldn't be here, So that's why what I'm trying to do and what am trying to focus on is really important. And they have a habit of interrupting me, so I kind of use that as leverage. But yeah, so I wanted to let them know that I love you so much that I am trying to do everything I can to be with you as much as I can. So I didn't enjoy being without them for those several hours either, because I just miss them. So I'm just so used to being around them all the time. I know that in my mind, I think I'm ready for them to go back to school, but I know that it's going to be really quiet all the time when they go back to school. And so I'm going to be a little bit sad about that as well. So in conclusion, I really think if you are not already working from home, that you sit down today and write out what you love doing. What are the things that when you do them, you feel energized? Because that is going to give you an idea of the things that you should be doing. Okay. And in some way, most of those things will be able to translate into some sort of work from home job. I know it sounds weird because I'm sure like maybe someone is like a golf pro or something, or like maybe golfing is your passion or something. And you're like, how can I translate that? Well, you could either give golf lessons, or I don't know why I chose golf because I've never golfed before except for in high school gym class. But so if you love golf, for example, you could create a golfing blog. You could start a golfing dropship store. You could, like I said, teach lessons. You could create a golfing course. There's literally so many ways that you could translate that passion into a work from home job that works for you, that works for your family, and just really enjoy it instead of slaving over someone else's passions and over someone else's love for whatever they've created. The second thing that I want you to do is write down where your skills are. So if your skills are in teaching, if your skills are in organization, if your skills are in management, if your skills are in technology, anything like that, I want you to write it down. And then after you have those two sets of things written down, your passions and your skills, see where they meet up and just start Googling, like, what could I do with technology and golf? What could I do with this and that? Just Google it, see what you can find, and really see where those things line up. And you might be surprised by what you can turn it into. I really think that you're going to be very surprised. So that is what I want you to do right now, today. Don't wait. If you are already working from home, congratulations, and I hope you are enjoying every moment of it. And I encourage you to reach out to the moms around you and just see if they need any support. It's not easy to start in this direction. It's scary and it can be overwhelming, especially if you've never even considered it before and you're considering it for the first time. So if any of the moms that are listening that are already established in their businesses have a mom friend that you know that is interested in working from home, definitely reach out to her and just give her support. Help her know how you started and help her just figure it out, because we all need support and we all have places that we start from and we have fears and we need that support in order to be able to get going. So I encourage you to reach out. And if any of you that are listening are interested in working from home, definitely either reach out to me. I can give you some resources, anything like that. There are 1,000,001 resources, but I'm happy to guide you in the right direction and see if we can figure out where you're starting from. So looking forward to talking to you next week when we have the wonderful Lucy Liu on the podcast. And she is going to be talking about mindset and mindfulness for moms in business. This is going to be an amazing episode because her philosophy is just amazing. And she's going to be touching on why you do not need balance in your life. Pretty controversial, pretty amazing, and pretty eye-opening. So we'll see you next week. This episode of the Determined Mom Show is brought to you by Online Marketing for Moms, the only marketing membership created especially to teach mom business owners SEO and many other marketing tools, systems, and strategies. Join today at onlinemarketingformoms.com. Use code PODCAST to get 20% off of your monthly or annual membership.